Shout out mental illness, shout out depression, shout out anxiety, shout out ADHD, shout out OCD,
Literally all
shout
of it.
out BPD.
We have all the things.
This dude and me would literally have the perfect relationship. I just know it, and having somebody be.
Wow. I love that this is becoming not Love Line,
I
first
was
of all.
gonna say the same thing.
Hello, divas, and welcome to the Club Crave podcast. My name is Nick Williams, and I am your host. If you're new to the podcast, this is where we talk all about the weird, wild, and wonderful stuff happening on the internet. I'm glad you're stumbled in if this is your first time. If you're a pop culture girly, if you are just obsessed just as we are with the internet and you've got the brain rot of it all. Brain is rotted over here. Hey, I'm not judging. My brain is also rotted. It is once again pretty late when we're filming this, and I think every time we try to film a little bit earlier, but here we are. It's a little slap happy hours as well. Would you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which tends to be a trend whenever you have me on. It's like, Justin, I know it's 10 o'clock at night, but I really gotta have a guest on my podcast.
Well, and we were supposed to have a guest on this week, and they rescheduled, which obviously no problem. I'm like happy to even just be thought of as a podcast to go be a guest on. So
Absolutely.
I'm not even worried about it at all. I really am excited to get them rescheduled.
Well, it's still an honor. This is, on SNL, I think if you host 5 SNLs, they like do a special little moment for you. You get a little plaque. So like I'm halfway there.
I don't know
So
if
I
I
hope you
have
have
a
something
special plaque
planned.
for you, honey. But this is the 4th episode
Third
and
episode for me.
the 3rd episode
So
for you.
I've been on
So
75% of the Club
I
Crave
appreciate you.
podcast.
You know what? I talked about in my last episode, which if you want to check out my last episode, it is a deep dive into Trisha Paytas. Again, if you're new to the podcast, I'm a big Trisha Paytas fan. But anyways, in that podcast, I talked about Oscar Gracie and how he, when he first got hired to be a producer of the Just Trish podcast, he wasn't supposed to be on air talent. But he was like, Trish, like, I really think, people really like to hear it back and forth. And I think that is so true. In that deep dive that I'm talking about on the last episode, I did it by myself, which I think it was okay. Like, I think it worked out okay. I think it was because it was a deep dive. I had more of a list of things that I wanted to hit.
It was a shorter episode, I think.
It was
a
like,
bit.
No, it wasn't. It was still about an hour. Yeah.
It was easy to listen to. I felt like all your points like flowed well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
I'm biased, but
I feel like
I was
it
impressed.
got a lot of good feedback, which
Yeah.
thank you all again for continuing to watch. I just cannot believe I think that last episode, 600 or so views.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, I cannot picture 600 people in a room just listen to me yap. So
That's like, yeah.
that like makes me freak out right now that right there's like a bunch of people watching. Oh my God.
I already like threw my little
Oh my God.
spiel out before. Like I do genuinely believe like everyone should have some sort of like media presence. Like even if you have like 10 followers, like those are 10 people.
You think everyone should have a media presence?
I think that,
honey,
not everyone obviously, but I would say like 90% of people, it's like a vibe, it's like a feeling.
Okay.
Because ultimately the fact that we feel so outnumbered by, I see what you're talking about. I'm talking about all of like the gays and the girlies, the people.
Okay, I can get behind that. But where I was going with that was it's freaking me out right now, the fact that there's that many people watching. It makes me nervous to think about it. And I hope that this is entertaining for y'all. I hope it's something where you can. I did get a really nice comment, and they were like, what did they say? They were cleaning, or they're moving, and they were, all day packing boxes, and she was kind of depressed about having to move, and she said it made her feel better And I was like, that's so sweet. And she listened to the podcast while she was moving. I'm like,
Mhm.
that's exactly what I wanted with this. I just want it to be something chill you can put on while you're cleaning or folding or moving or whatever it
We're
is.
just acknowledging that the landscape has changed because, like, this isn't OG YouTube. We're not trying to be like the top 10 YouTubers. We're
No.
not trying to get to like those big events that the people go
Well,
to. Although Vanilla Mace,
okay,
congratulations! Somehow she did it.
don't speak for me, because I would love to get
Okay,
to
fair
there
enough.
one
But
day.
for me personally, it's like it is that like I have that teaching background. If we count half a year of teaching, I don't know if we can, but like when you're in that situation where you have kids in your classroom, you're like, I just get this opportunity to impact 120 people every year. And so you've already made a bigger impact. I mean, technically,
I don't know if it's much of an impact more than
but
it's just a place to come and hang out and be
yeah,
entertained and hopefully take you out of the craziness of the world because y'all, this past weekend, I mean, we can get into it. It was just
well,
insane
for us
because
or
the world.
absolutely,
So,
yeah.
4th of July weekend. If you guys celebrate, I don't judge because like I grew up loving the 4th of July. Um, Barbecue, family and friends over. Very nostalgic holiday. But it was just a lot different this year with everything going on in the world, I think. And like we spent our 4th of July in a great way. We went to a drag show here in Nashville. Mistress Isabel Brooks, shout out, love you, Queen. Um,
And
she
I
was
mean,
great.
obviously, Mistress was incredible. I think we both loved seeing Obscenity, and she did a little song, and she's a local drag queen. She sang at our wedding,
Yes, she did.
but she did a Reba impersonation, better than Ginger Minge, I might add. Although, stop the Ginger Minge hate. Just gonna put that out there as well. Um, but I appreciated kind of being in Nashville, being in a queer community, getting to like celebrate country music that's like actual country music and not like all of this like over nationalistic propaganda
Yes, right.
rhetoric,
Yeah. So if you aren't politically aware or you've turned everything off because it's all too much, I'm sure you heard. The big whatever beautiful bill just got passed.
The what is it? The big bad built butch body bill? Something
Honestly,
along
it's
those
giving that
lines.
with
Yeah.
the alliteration of it all. Um I yeah, I mean it's dark, it's scary.
Sure.
The world's in
Absolutely.
shambles. But again when I think about this pop culture podcast, this is escapism at its finest, right? Um I'm all for escapism as long as like when you're done with the escapism like you somewhat stay, aware of what's going on. I mean, there are just a lot of people out there who are allowed to be in these bubbles in their small communities and not think about anything because nothing really does affect them until it does, and then it's too late. So yeah, I just think it's important to stay aware of what's going on. But anyways, that's what happened the past weekend. We spent our time again at Play Dance Bar in Nashville, Tennessee, our little community gay bar, and we just felt like 4th of July. It's hard to celebrate the country right now. Just gonna say it. We love this country. We really do. It's just you do. We do love it. It's sad what's happening. Tax breaks for the billionaires, raising the tax on the lower class. It's not good. So, anyways, um, yeah. I hope you guys had a good weekend though.
I think we had an incredible weekend. You know what I mean? Like, and I obviously like I would also say like escapism, yes, like fun, but I don't know if that's like the right word for it because I don't know. I think it's just like recharging. I mean, I always say like
Yeah.
rest is resistance. Via my shirt, community is also resistance. But like a lot of these
Word.
things that like we treat as escapism, it's like because somehow we just assume like if we actually want to care about the world, we're not allowed to have fun and humor
Hmm.
and make time for ourselves. When in reality, that's just us recognizing that's a marathon.
So we spent a lot of the weekend spiraling out about politics. Actually, we spent some of the weekend spiraling out about Kesha's new album,
There's a lot
right?
to talk about.
So we'll be
Yeah.
crashing out later in the episode. If you guys didn't know already, we have a hotline here on the podcast called the Hot Girl Crash Out Hotline. Um, the hotline's open. Later in this episode, we will be listening to some calls and reacting to them. So super excited for those. I actually keep getting like texts throughout the week saying like you got a new voicemail, and it gives me like a little transcript, and I try to just read like maybe just 2 words or something because I'm so excited to get these calls in. But if you want to give us a call, crash out about anything emotionally, politically, romantically, whatever's going on in your life.
I think it's a very like general, all-inclusive term.
Yeah, crash out. I mean, also if there's something going on in pop culture, like when Ariana Grande's grandmother died, somebody called and crashed out about that. So like that's
true.
just an example of like something that happened during the week and somebody called in about
Yeah.
that event. So anyways, that phone number is 323-380-2191. We want to hear from you. So please give us a call. And I just want to give a special thank you to everyone who watched last week's episode, the Trisha Paytas deep dive. It was a really fun episode to make. Honestly, I didn't prepare a whole lot. It was just a lot of me just yapping, addressing some of the haters and whatnot. And I saw that, got a lot of good feedback there and support. And because some of the haters did come through, which I expected that to happen.
You knew it would happen.
So, especially when I said I wasn't going to call them out by name, and then I posted on TikTok with their name,
which we done been doing.
But
I know you too well. As soon as I watched that part, I was like, I was honestly shocked you didn't end up saying their name.
They're scary, y'all. They are scary. But anyways, we already discussed that last week. So if you haven't watched the episode, after this one, go and
I do think
go and
the last
give it a
episode
watch.
could be like a part 1 though, because it felt more of like
Yeah.
this is me defending Trisha, but I wouldn't say it was like a deep dive. Like
it wasn't like a
if
biography.
I was an outsider, I still know who Trisha is. Like obviously
Right.
I know who she is,
and that's why I titled it
addressing the haters. You said
no,
something.
I said leave Trisha alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, because that's basically what I talked about the whole time. I didn't mean for that to happen.
But I think it'd be cool if like you still took like the deep dive idea and like used that to like dive into other people and
yeah,
it's a cool concept.
Yeah, and taking those different angles and stuff, like the haters with Trisha, because that's one thing I've been passionate about for a long time is just like, why are y'all hating so much on her?
But also, why does it always have to be about like coming for the haters? What if
it doesn't always have to
one
be
episode? It could be like, let's just hate on someone else.
You know what? Hey, just a whole list of people just came through my mind. So that sounds like that's a great idea. Thank you, creative director over there.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think I'm constantly thinking of new ideas for the podcast too, because I've created this podcast to be about pop culture, every corner of the internet, whatnot, which has really helped it be a flexible thing. So like, if you guys have ideas out there, post them in the comments. Before we get into our little hot topics here, I just want to remind everyone that, I forget to do this, and I don't like when people necessarily do it, but also everything I see when it comes to like how to structure your podcast and whatnot, they say to say it.
Don't do it. No.
Subscribe today.
Oh my god.
If there's a lot of people watching that aren't subscribed, so click subscribe. And you know what you could also do? Say it.
You can like this video.
Well, that's a good one too. I was gonna say ring the bell.
You can leave a comment.
No, ring the bell. No!
What happened?
The battery is exhausted.
How?
It's plugged in.
What battery?
And we're back.
Oh,
Technical difficulties. Justin always says don't call it out because then they won't know you messed up. But I, you know what? We're real. We're here. You never know.
You might want to leave it in.
I might leave it in. I might forget to not edit it out. So I'm just gonna say it. Anyways, where were we? Oh, okay.
Crashing out.
Well, we're not crashing out just yet. We'll get there so soon. So soon, honey. Very soon. We're tired. Everybody, take a deep breath. Everybody, me and you. Okay, so it's not really a hot topic, but I really want to talk about Taylor Allison Swift this week. Okay, It's kind of a hot topic because she was recently in Nashville with her man Travis, and they were just out and about in Nashville.
As people do.
Well, not Taylor and Travis. They've never been out at
I do
the
forget.
bars in Broadway. It was kind of wild. Well, I thought when I saw it, Taylor was just out on Broadway bar hopping and whatnot.
Sure.
It was actually part of an event Travis was holding, like a charity event.
Okay.
So that's why she was out. But a lot of just like random people met Taylor that night.
That's cool.
And she was in all these spaces that we're in all the time. I mean, obviously we don't go to Jason Aldean's bar very often
I
because
did hear she was there.
yikes.
Sure.
But that's where the charity event was held, I guess. And then at the Brooklyn Bowl, which is a venue here in Nashville. And we go there very often. I was like, oh my God, Taylor was there and singing. I still like am such a fangirl and like get freaked out that she was in the same space. I was like, oh my God, and it's like 10 minutes from our house. Taylor, where are you, girl?
It's like Where's Waldo or what? No, it's like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Where in the world is Taylor Allison Swift?
Literally,
well,
though.
okay, so I mean, I know where she is. I guess I don't know where she is
Do
exactly
they
in this
not track
moment,
her plane
but
anymore?
no, they stopped doing that.
Really?
Well,
I think you
Taylor's
told me, but
publicist, I think, went after the guy.
I just, for whatever reason, in my head, I thought the guy was like, sorry, but like he like backed off.
I want to say he was also tracking Elon Musk's plane, and Elon Musk got his accounts taken down
Okay.
because he
That's all it was.
was
Is
scared.
he okay?
Yeah.
Have we checked on this guy?
No,
The past 6 months.
The guy who runs the plane accounts.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, hopefully he's okay. I mean, I don't know. Scary people he's messing with there, but
True.
but yeah, no, they stopped doing that. And yeah, I just feel like so Taylor got her master's back within the past month or two.
I'm happy
Which
for
we're happy
her.
for her
I
for sure.
am.
But she did all these re-recordings, and then we're still waiting for Reputation and
my
debut.
favorite album.
And Reputation is my favorite album too. It's actually the era where I became a huge Taylor stan and had my fan account for her, and it was so cool to like be a fan during that era when she was like hated, I guess. I mean, it was sad that she had to go through that or whatever, but also being a fan and being like, yeah, we were there for her during that time.
And I'm finally getting what that's like. Maybe it's not at the same level, but like that's how I feel like loving Chapel Roan.
What?
I don't know. I feel like everyone's hating on her.
Well,
I feel like I can't tell anyone at work or any of my friends that I love
What do they
Chapel
say about
without them
Chapel?
popping off. They're like, "Oh, I hate that she said this," and "Oh, I hate that she said this."
I think,
and I'm like,
no.
I've heard you say bad things too to me. You just don't have a platform. So like, why are we like nitpicking?
Who said bad things?
Like Chapel said.
Are they talking about me? I was like, I don't think I talked shit about Chapel.
No, Chapel said something on the, and I believe, and I can say this because I've like watched YouTubers like kind of like do a deep dive, if you will, on the topic.
We love a deep dive.
So Chapel Roan.
Check out
I'm literally gonna.
That's okay. Just keep going because we've got another camera on.
Chapel Roan was on the Call Me Daddy podcast. This was a while back. I'm all about old topics. That's my brain. But she essentially was like, they cut a clip that made it sound like she was saying that like celebrities shouldn't be forced to be political, but like it was kind of taken out of context. I don't think that's what she meant. And that's why a lot of people are coming for her.
Oh, okay. I see.
In my opinion, like,
it's my opinion. Well, I feel like why do you think it was out of context? Like, how are you getting that information?
It was like she's talking for like 3 minutes. I guess at the end of the day, that's what she said. But I felt like it was really her processing people coming for her. Her saying that she shouldn't be used as a go-to source for political direction. I felt like is her coming from the perspective that like everyone tried to come for her for like trying to speak up about big issues that we were all saying.
I mean,
I'm not saying she's perfect.
I get the criticism because she came out originally as like, you know, I'm gonna fight for y'all. Like I'm that bitch. I'm gonna be out there on the front lines. And then all these issues happen, and it's kind of like, where's Chapel? And then she like makes this TikTok when she's like And Trump, like, what about Trump? Or like, it's that
I
TikTok,
missed that.
and it's like absolutely no explanation for what she's talking about. She's just kind of word vomiting like issues that are currently happening,
Sure.
and it felt very forced because of what people are, saying, and it's just frustrating to see that happen because she's like, okay, she's one of the normal ones, like she's, after a while, celebrities been famous, they're kind of out of touch. So I
Yeah.
felt like we had a few more years with Chapel before she got to that point.
I don't think she's out of touch. I really don't.
I
Maybe
well,
I'm in delusion land,
I
but like you look at some of these other
I love her
celebrities
to
and she
death.
still feels real to me.
I think she has a lot of pressure coming from all angles and probably from her label, to create the biggest audience as possible and hold
Sure.
on to the biggest
Sure.
audience.
Yeah.
So she's trying not to go too hard on any specific issue. But I do think like that's why people love her though. We want to see her go hard on issues and fight for the people who don't have a voice. But I do think she's just got a lot of stuff going on, and I wish she spoke out more about certain things like Palestine and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. I won't like talk
Like, what
too
do you
much
think
on.
she?
I mean, do people have to come out with like a statement every month to like
No,
continue to like prove that
no,
they're on that side? Because she's
no,
made
not
it
a
clear.
statement. I think just like I don't know what, just like what everyone else is doing, like reposting
Sure.
resources or like
Sure.
reposting stories about what's going on and like just
Hmm.
using that
No, that makes
platform for
sense.
good. I think
Yeah.
because we can all do that, but what we're
Like a
a
celebrity's too
handful of
busy. I
people
get you.
are seeing it, but then if a celebrity does it, like obviously like millions of people will see it, and that's
Yeah.
bringing a lot more awareness to it. But I don't know, I digress. I just feel like I would have loved to seen Chapel this past year get more involved. But again, it's hard for any of us to be involved. I think I've taken a step back a lot from
Well, it's
posting
probably
things and being involved because
yeah.
it's hard on your mental health, and I'm sure she's got a lot of other things going on, writing a new album or
Hmm.
writing new music and stuff like that. So
I think a lot of it's the standard that they set though. So like, because Chapel comes out, makes it very clear where she stands, and
mhm.
suddenly you don't see that energy anymore. So it's disappointing. I think that's kind of what we felt with
Yeah.
Taylor, where Taylor like
Mhm. Definitely
ran a
that.
whole campaign against Marsha Blackburn. Marsha Blackburn ran, this past election season, and Taylor didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And so it's just like when you set that expectation that you're going to be there for your fans and people as a collective, it's hard to continue to cheer for someone
Yeah.
when they don't continue to meet that bar.
Taylor.
It's classic Drag Race.
Mhm.
You set the bar high, and then if you can't meet that bar, you could be better than all the other queens, but they're going to send you home because they've already seen everything you can do. So
And that's the thing with Taylor Swift was she did the whole "You Need to Calm Down" song, which was iconic for the moment. That year 2019 was a year like Pride was cool then. It
hey
was
kids,
cool to be
spelling
gay.
is fun.
Okay, that's a whole different song, but that same era, yes, good job. Um, Taylor Swift is very special to me and you now.
Absolutely.
So it's hard when we see things like that, but it's also that just reminds you to never put too much hope and love into like a celebrity, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I think growing up, you think these, these are, I guess, idols. Like
Yeah.
they are someone you look up to and you follow what they're doing and they're iconic and you just want to be them basically. And when they kind of disappoint you by not speaking up about pride anymore, or
like literally like the bar is so low too for some of
like
those.
literally just happy pride, like
Yeah.
we didn't get
Like
that. Right?
what is it?
Taylor
Bud
didn't.
Light can do that, so why can't you?
That's true.
Like
Did Bud
sorry,
Light do
but
it this year?
I mean probably not. I mean sorry, yeah, that's a bad example, but
A lot of the corporations pulled out this year. So
shocker.
sad. It was very sad this year
Yeah.
too. But anyways, Taylor Swift being such an important part of our lives. We actually got engaged at the Eras tour. Every time I say Eras tour now, I say like Eras of Trish tour. At the Eras tour, just the Eras tour, Taylor Swift, in
Wait, which is
Nashville.
better? Eras of Trish or the Eras tour?
Oh my god. Okay, remember you're tilting your head again.
Sorry. Which is better, the Eras tour or the Eras of Trish tour?
The Heirs of Trish tour. No, it's the. Oh God, you can't ask me that.
You'll have to make a Patreon. Well, you can answer on the Patreon.
I can't.
That's what Mistress does.
Yeah, if you guys would sign up for Patreon,
I
I can't do that to people. We just started.
want to get you canceled.
Honey. Well, and like I just can't answer that because both things mean so much to me. But at the Eras tour, Taylor Swift, here in Nashville Night 2, this man right here proposed to me, surprised me, and he had all of our family and friends show up at our house afterwards to do a little engagement party. Actually, I put up this because I had Taylor Swift on the list, and I was like, what do I have Taylor
You should put
related?
like, a picture of that too. Like take a picture and put it up on the screen.
Oh yes, I can do that because it's a little.
I can see it, but small.
Well, and yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll also put our video right here of our engagement.
And as much as I love her too, it just felt like this is something I want Nick to remember forever. I want everything he loves to be a part of the experience for him.
In case you didn't already watch it, it was on a national media platform.
And yeah, so actually our video of us getting engaged, was actually picked up by Time magazine for Taylor Swift's Time Person of the Year article. And we were interviewed by a reporter at Time, and they put us in the online article version. So if you go to Taylor's Time Person of the Year online, there's a video there where we talk about our engagement, our love for Taylor, and what that was like for you planning it.
Stressful.
So
I felt like a straight man during that entire planning process. Absolutely. Because I just was like, what if the ring sets off the metal detector, and how will I remember what line to go down on with my knee? Like,
that's crazy.
Just all of the
I help him with anything big, pretty much.
I'm very needy.
So like,
I'm very dependent.
He had to go to my sister for everything, I think, for this one, right?
Literally go support Sammy K Music, because I don't think I would be married to you without her help.
Oh my God.
That day was like, I don't know. And I was like oddly calm. It was just a mix of like all the emotions, because I knew you'd say yes. That part I wasn't worried about. It was just like, I was afraid I was going to lose the ring. I think I kept checking my pockets like every 5 minutes. I don't know if that's because I cared a lot or if I have OCD. We still, the verdict's still out on that one. But it's,
not the verdict.
Maybe a mix of the two. But yeah, your sister was definitely like my emotional support. She had like told everybody like in front of us and behind us what was going to happen, so that they knew. And so we had like video recordings from like every angle. I'm still friends with the girl behind us, which is the like perfect angle that ended up being on the Time. So I love that we're still hanging out, which is honestly part of like why too, like Trish. See, I'm doing it too. But like Taylor's an incredible songwriter. I don't think you can deny that, no matter what you think about her. I mean, it's phenomenal. That said, I think what I love so much about Taylor Swift culture is the fandom. I get that.
Yeah.
There's the toxicity, there's a little bit of the cringe, whatever. But like the support that I felt in that moment, like when I got down on one knee, is like
we felt like celebrities, and like we were walking out of the stadium, and like people just kept coming up to us like, "Congratulations!"
I'm like beyond that,
how
like, it just was like so kind and like there's just so much love in the air.
Yeah,
especially like I don't know, like I get that a lot of people probably just like drove down or flew or whatever. Like I don't know where everyone in those stands were from, but like here we are, a queer couple
in the South,
presenting our love story in the South, in Nashville, Tennessee, and to just have that support in the stadium as we were walking home, getting picked up by your dad. Thank you, Bill, for
well, and it was so healing
as well
to I feel like our inner child, because like I don't know, I think we're always scared. I mean, not always, but sometimes we're scared to hold hands in public, because
we still are.
We've gotten a lot better about
30.
it, because I think we see things online and it's like,
I mean, stuff can happen. Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot of kids out there that need to see that, you know?
Absolutely.
And then that every time I see something online about like a kid, like something awful happens because they come out and their parents are not accepting, I'm like, you know what? we need to hold hands to, one, protest these crazy people, and two, to be an example. But yeah, being in that, you're right, that stadium and all the love we felt is just so healing because yeah, I had never pictured myself being so public about, you know, being gay, I guess. And we were flying our flag that night. It was fun. And
even just like having my family, like I invited everyone to be there. There were people there that I don't think I was expecting to see too. And like, I mean, whether or not they'll watch your podcast, I can say this. It's like I have a lot of political disagreements with my family for sure. But just have like that one moment, and even at our wedding, because they all came to the wedding too, of like,
yeah,
I wish we could see eye to eye on more, but like they're here and they're supporting my love story and me being authentically myself after it was suppressed for so long.
Yeah.
I don't know, the older I get, the more I'm like, I don't even think it's about, I mean, I don't know how to say it right. It's hard to find the words. Like, I'm gay, obviously.
Wow, shocker.
I would have to be with a man. Like, that's evident. But just like, I feel like when people meet us, it's like, it's not even about that anymore. Like, I do have like this soul connection to you without getting too woo woo for the audience members. But just like, I would hope that people can see our interactions together. Maybe they get to know us for like a week or two. And then it's like, how can you not support that anymore?
Right.
It's not about gender at that point. It's just like, we just have such a great connection.
Yeah.
That's like meant to be. I don't know what else to say about it, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's beautiful.
Just crashing out just a tad there.
Hey, this is the place to do it. Anything else about Taylor Swift we want to talk about? I guess just like, girl, we need reputation. I don't know all the Swifties out there. I know there's a lot of crossover, I think, with the Trisha fans and the Swifties. It's just such a girly and gay thing to be into, you know? If y'all are out there and you're a supporter or you're a Swiftie, let us know. Is Reputation coming? Have you guys heard anything? Because I haven't been in the loop. So maybe I'm crazy. Maybe she said something already, or maybe
I thought it was already kind of determined that she wasn't going to release it, which like,
don't say that because I need it.
I need it too. Like, I will say this, like, I was not a Swiftie until I met you. I think you can verify. But I got really, really close when Reputation came out because I had this incredible Swiftie friend in college named Kaylee. And she was like, you need to listen to Reputation. Don't do a deep dive on me too much because I do remember like writing a whole blog post about how like look what you made me do is like anti-Christian or some shit.
Justin went to
a
religious school.
It was a different era.
That's the running joke. Tour. Hi, I'm Justin, and I went to Indiana Wesleyan.
But the reality is, like, I wanted to hate that album so hard because I loved it so much, and I feel like it was like I couldn't deny that I was gay at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like when I look back and I felt myself understanding what it meant to be a Swiftie when Reputation came out, even though I was trying to reject it, like I couldn't. And so because of that, I just want it to like come out bigger and better than before.
Yes.
But also I understand what that album's about. And if she doesn't release it, I'm gonna understand.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the whole thing is what it's about. Because it's about her ex. And I'm sure that's hard to dive back into all those songs and relive all those memories and those moments. And I think what she would probably try to do is try to think of, Travis as, the guy she's singing about now this time around. But I'm sure that's like impossible.
I wonder if it's something that you could do like 5 years down the road. And maybe this is me being naive, but I'm also like thinking about all my exes. And I'm like, I could sing about them still. Like, I just feel like at this point, I mean, granted, I was the heartbreaker in almost every single situation.
Oh, here we go.
But like, I'm over it,
Yeah, and
so I think sing some songs. But again, I think it's just still fresh. I think it's still
most your exes were mainly women.
Also true. So the stakes were low.
That was like a different situation there. That's called overcompensating a little, I think.
Oof.
My brain.
Season 2, where are you at?
Yeah. Amazon Prime, you better announce that soon or I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna unsubscribe. Okay, well, we talked about Taylor. What else do we want to get into today?
I do think it just to talk a little bit more about Taylor, like
Oh.
talk a little bit more about your perspective. What was it like
So sorry.
when I proposed to you in that
Oh.
moment? Where you're like, duh, I knew he was gonna do this. Like, when else would he have done it?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So leading up to the engagement, I honestly had no idea what was going to happen. I swear to God. I think people just think I'm like lying, but I'm really not. I think it crossed my mind a couple of times, but up to that concert, there was a lot going on in life, and I don't really remember what, but I wasn't thinking about it, if that makes sense. I was just excited that Taylor was in town, and that's all I was thinking about was like, okay, I got to go get the merch because I went early that day to go get Taylor's merch when the merch truck arrived. Got the blue crew neck, if you know, you know. And I felt really just like excited to relive my Swiftie days, I guess, and to have you and my sister there because I had went to the first Eras tour stop in Glendale. I was there night 2. And then I saw Taylor again in Nashville on night 1, and then night 2 was when we went together. So, yeah, I think I wasn't really thinking much of it. And when you got down on your knee during Love Story and you tapped me on the shoulder, I was like, I was absolutely shocked. And thinking about it, it like makes me feel a little emotional because it was just like it was just the moment when I was like, how did I get so lucky, you know?
Oh.
And how did I end up with this sweet guy who isn't a huge Taylor fan, but he's like making he is now, but like at the time, not probably so much. And like he made our entire engagement centered around Taylor Swift and my favorite artist. I mean, how sweet is that? I mean, and it was tailored to like what I wanted, I feel like. You know what I mean?
I
and like,
tailored it
you know
to
what?
you by
Oh my
going to
God.
Taylor concert.
I
Yeah, I'm trying not to ruin the moment. I struggle with compliments, but it's like I propose and you're like, oh my God, I'm so lucky. And then like the next week you're like, oh my God, like he's like obsessed with dad jokes. What have I done?
No. No, yeah, it was a good time. It was a great day. It was like the best day of my life. I mean, second to the wedding now because the wedding was the best day of my life, which is so cheesy and so annoying to say
Is that true though? Because I feel like I've asked you and I was like, what's like your favorite moment of all time? And you're like being at the big Broadway Dream, which I don't take that personally. I really
no.
fine.
Listen, I think that's one of the best days of my life. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't say that's the best day of my life. The best day of my life is the wedding day. Okay, it's really cheesy and corny to say that. Listen, I get it. But it was we had a great wedding and we had a lot of just like support and love, and it was all just love. And we had a drag queen perform at our wedding, which
Obscenity saw her on the 4th of July.
shout out Obscenity. She actually was at play on Friday night when we went out to see Mistress Isabel Brooks. And she is a Reba impersonator. So we just announced her as a Reba impersonator because I don't know if your family's weird about drag queens or not, but
I told you, right? Like it was like the week after, like one of my cousins was like, you did know that was a man, right? Or like something. You remember
you
this?
did say that.
Yeah, like I mean I got some crap for it, but it was worth it. I mean, yeah, again, lots of disagreements
crazy.
between me and my family, but I mean it's the same thing as like holding hands. Like I'm sorry, if you're gonna be in my space, like you're gonna play by my rules, and I'm gonna show you that like we're all normal. It's like, and it's crazy when you come from that like strict Christian background too, because like I took classes, loved the program, honestly, incredible professors I will look up to forever. But there were just a couple moments, and I had this one class called "What Is Beauty," which is also like very, I mean, we can dissect that on its own, but there's like a week or two where we were like talking about how like art had become like sexually perverted or something. And it's just like crazy that like what is just completely normal and just human expression is something that like people have been brainwashed into thinking is just this like horrific use of
Wait, how
our
did we get to this
creativity.
point? Sorry.
Like just like
What were we
the,
talking about?
the way that like the church, aka
Oh,
my family,
drag.
looks at drag queens and
you.
the gay community
Right.
and
The
the way that we
perversion. They think
express
it's perverted
ourselves,
or they think it's
and they
sexual.
immediately equate it to
It's
like
not.
sexual
It's not sexual.
perversion. Yeah.
Drag is just expression and a guy dancing around in a dress. You guys.
And that's what I showed them. Like it's
Mhm.
literally them singing Reba. Everyone at my wedding loved Reba, whether they were conservative,
Right. Reba's one of those
liberal,
people
whatever.
that everyone
Yeah.
loves, like Dolly.
like Dolly.
I think it's weird how drag queens are looked at like that.
Yeah.
Political climate, once again. Sorry to keep bringing up the politics of it all, but it's important
It's
to our
'cause I'm here
story.
too.
We,
But yeah.
Oh, let me look at your shirt.
I'm a social worker. It just happens, guys.
Yes.
Like
Also, congratulations. Did we already say
we
congratulations?
already did. They know. I got a new job. You can probably tell.
How's it
like,
going?
there's light in my eyes again. I'm still behind on school, but like before it was because I didn't have time to do my schoolwork.
That's true.
And now it's because like I have time to be with you and I'd rather be with you.
Yeah.
Not to like put that pressure on you.
Well, most of the time
it's
you're doing homework
also-
anyways, but
Yeah.
I mean, we still try to find time
But
to.
I don't know.
say hi,
I
at
think
least.
my meds still aren't working. I don't know. I just can't focus on school. It's a struggle bus. But
Your meds, meaning your ADHD meds.
yeah,
You're gonna need to talk to your psychiatrist about
I
that.
might just get a new psychiatrist.
Just that's not.
Is that not healthy? Is that not the right?
No. Well, are they
don't
not
know
listening to you?
No, I just feel like if I like say I'm struggling, they'll like. They just said something like wanting to keep me in the same like family of drugs.
Well, that's okay. I
Which
feel
is
like you just
fine.
want to try something different.
I just really want to try Vyvanse because you like it, but again, maybe I'm built
Yeah.
different. I did the whole genetic test thing, but I just kind of
You know
feel
what?
like I don't know.
The
how to feel about that.
medication process is so hard and grueling, and especially when stimulants get involved, they kind of act like you're gonna try to sell them out to people or you're addicted or something.
Yeah,
But I think you should just see what the doctor has to say.
yeah,
Because if they'll try you on something different,
yeah.
then that's good. That's all that matters.
You're right.
Because also, if this next thing doesn't work in this family of drugs, then they might try you on something different.
You're right.
Meaning Vyvanse or Adderall or whatever.
I just gotta stay the course. It's rough. I get why people don't stick with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like you have to try all these meds that might not work. And
I finally went on that
like, give
journey.
you side effects and all that stuff. But when you find the one that works, like I know, and I'm just waiting. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I finally went on that journey. I think I started in November of last year, and just my last psychiatry appointment, we said, all right, I'm
Yeah.
feeling good, and now we don't have to meet for 3 months instead of
Yeah.
monthly, which was, very expensive and awful, but
Yeah.
worth it because I am doing a lot better. So
We love
yay.
it. We're both thriving.
Shout out mental illness, shout out depression, shout out anxiety, shout out ADHD, shout out OCD,
Literally all
shout
of it.
out BPD.
We have all the things.
Well, we don't have
get you.
BPD, but
There's a
like
couple things
shout
we
out
have.
BPD.
Oh,
A
absolutely.
lot of our followers have BPD. And Trisha does.
Yeah.
So shout out.
I just feel like, again, like the labels are so important. It's like the same with like the queer community, right? Because like I'm not going to tell people that you have to either fit in the gay box or the lesbian box.
Yes,
Right?
right.
Like,
That's
you
probably a
need
good
to
thing.
have all of the letters because they're all different and they represent like who we are. But then I do think like, and sorry, I'm trying to lead this back to like the mental. They're not mental illnesses.
What are they called?
They're shoot. I learned about this.
Social worker.
I'm a social worker. Give me a second. They're just like I can't think of the word, but they're just
It's a
differences.
disability? No.
It's not a disability either. Like it's
Don't
just like
cancel me.
our brains are just built different.
So if I
At
go
least in certain
onto
situations.
Google right now and say what are ADHD OCD, they're
Well,
going to
it's all
say
taken
built
over by
different.
AI now, so it's going to say whatever you want to see. But I think it depends. I would say ADHD is something that's like being built different. I think a lot of the ones you listed are like that. But as someone with depression, I would say, okay, depression is like an illness. Like it just depends. Like, are there strengths that come with it? If so, like it's just something that makes you different. And then if it's something like makes your life harder and there's not really like a silver lining, it's an illness. That's how I
Okay.
characterize it.
You can call them mental illnesses or mental health disorders.
I disagree.
Those things aren't negative, honey. Those aren't negative connotations. It just means you've got something that makes your brain different than a neurotypical brain.
Right.
Neurodivergent? Is that what you were trying to think
I mean,
of?
neurodivergence, like the umbrella. There's a word I'm looking for that I can't think of, but basically,
Disorder?
Not that one. No, baby. It's just
I hope it comes to you because I'm very confused. Condition.
maybe that's it.
There we go.
Yeah,
Mental condition.
I'm not sure, but we'll go with it. But like some people might say I have a mental illness. I like to call it my superpower.
I love that. No,
That's-
you have been on this lately.
Yeah.
Because I get so frustrated sometimes with my ADHD. Like every day I'm looking for my keys. I mean, even with the medications, like medications don't fix everything. Like my memory is still awful. But I'm like constantly looking for my keys, constantly trying to remember where I am and who I am and where the hell what I'm doing. And I just get so frustrated and upset by that. And I'm like, oh, I wish I was born without ADHD. I hate having these issues. My brain just work normally, like because it's a lot of work to like understand how your brain works, and then like I was watching videos on how to organize your house to make sure you have good systems.
We were just talking about this. Who was it? That put everything in a little box.
Huh?
Like it was like a Netflix show back in like 2016, 2017.
No, that's what we're talking about. Organizing homes, or what is it?
Her name though.
I don't know, but yeah, they were just talking about how you should like if you leave all your paint supplies out on your couch, like put a little box by your coffee table. I may have already talked about this on the podcast. I don't know.
I don't remember it. We talked about it in the living room. I remember that. The word I was looking for is diagnosis. So I'm diagnosed, but I don't have a disorder. And if anyone wants to come for me, you can. But like that's just like my personal.
Okay, if that's what makes you feel good, then that's good.
And as someone that's a social worker, I would never like.
But don't say that.
Adhere to that.
Okay, good
framework. But for me, in my personal life, that's what helps me like wake up each day.
Because you don't want to feel like you have something wrong with you.
I'm okay if there's something wrong with me, but I also just feel like, especially, sorry to get political again, but like when there's politicians trying to say that like all people with autism should like be put in a concentration camp.
Who said that?
I'll give you 3 guesses. Like the one with brainworms.
Oh, okay. That was my third guess. So.
Okay, so
but
like
concentration camps.
Not word for word, but basically,
I thought it was a database.
Same thing.
They wanted to create a database, which could lead to that, is what you're saying.
Exactly is what I'm saying.
We got to break it down for people because everyone could go, this guy's crazy because he's saying.
Which is fine. Call me crazy.
Concentration camps. But I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. It's just like.
Which the database thing is insane.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But sorry, yeah, to simplify, to break it down, it's just like when people are trying to come for people with disabilities and make those communities look lesser than, I find it important to bring us up. And maybe there is a biological component to some of these diagnoses that like does make life harder, because like having generalized anxiety sucks, having depression sucks. I'm sure there's a lot of other disorders out there that are probably even worse than what I deal with. So
anyways, if you have a mental illness out there, yes, mental illness, we support you, we love you, we accept you. We have a lot of them here. There's a lot represented here on the screen now. So anyways, let us know what meds you're on. And
oh my god,
let us know if you're doing well, because we want you to be well.
I am on a new medication.
Also, if you're struggling, give me 1 second.
You're good.
If you're struggling out there, hardcore, and you need to crash out, call the Hot Girl Crash Out
hotline. No, we're not going to monetize. Well, I don't think we make money from this.
We don't.
But
we don't make any money.
We're not psychiatrists. I would have to get my doctorate for that. So if you have a serious concern, please call a psychiatrist or health professional. Otherwise, you can crash out with us. Just as a little disclaimer. Sorry. I'm trying to protect us legally.
No, I appreciate that. I was looking up current pop culture moments online.
I thought you were saying I was ew.
No, just what I just read was ew.
Most things in the world today are.
You're right. Let's not even read it because it's not even interesting.
Is it?
I mean, you go ahead. What were we going to say?
I was just going to say I'm on a new medication that's not related to mental wellness.
Oh, okay. So it's for hair loss.
Wow. I mean, I was going to say it, but yeah.
So Justin's, well, do we want to?
You can just put all my ish out.
I mean, why not? We're here hanging out. It up. We're all besties. Guys, Justin's barber nicked him. And then 2 months later, the hair still never grew back.
The barber gave me alopecia.
No, you had alopecia, and then the barber just unveiled it.
Is that how alopecia? So have I always had alopecia?
No, because that's confusing to me. Because alopecia means that your body is
My understanding
attacking your
was
hair follicles.
I thought she nicked me. And
which you need to remember to take the medication, by the way. Sorry.
I'll do it before I go to bed tonight. It's like a little topical ointment, and it was crazy too because I went to the dermatologist finally. Because
Might as well just show your hole, not your hole, your spot.
You can show him a picture. I don't know. Will it show up? You can
Yeah,
zoom in on
just
it.
do a quick little.
This is crazy.
Reveal, guys. It's big.
Is that make sure,
guys? It's big. Yes, I can see it. I'm so far away. The screen is this small, and I can see the hole. So it's not even a hole anymore. It's more like a gaping hole. But but no, there is reporting now. We'll report back later. Justin does have some little blondie hairs growing out because he went to the dermatologist, like I told him to.
They, stabbed me in the head.
Well, you needed it.
We are pro-vaccine here too.
It wasn't a vaccine.
It was. What else would it be? It was a needle.
Steroid.
Isn't? Oh, okay. Sorry, I took science classes. Right.
All needles are vaccines. Do you think my GLP-1's a vaccine?
I would have said yes, but
I guess I never came out about that yet on the internet.
Oh, I mean, you can cut this.
I mean, I won't. I'm getting skinny, guys. I don't care. We don't need to talk about it. Everyone use my code at row.com. nickgetsskinny.com.
If you do keep this in,
I'm not sponsored by Row, but Row, call me.
Were you at all influenced by Trisha and Oscar's sponsorships?
No. Maybe.
But you went through a different company, right?
Yes, because it's just so expensive everywhere. But Row, I haven't. I actually submitted they're gonna check my insurance to see if it would work.
Okay.
Because I always just thought my insurance wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. And Oscar just said that when he got on Row, he always thought his insurance wouldn't work either. Mm-hmm. And then they were able to make it work somehow. So that's crazy. I just got an ad for him and hers weight loss plans. Anyways, yeah, I've lost 50 pounds. And thanks to Zepbound. Well, we talked about everything, right? That we want to talk about today. Any other hot topics you had in your mind? Obviously, there's a lot of hot topics going on in the world. We kind of just talk about what we wanted to talk about, I guess. And what's on our mind.
We did a little short bashing of the 4th of July, but I do want to put more emphasis on the fact that Kesha is officially free and her
we've
album
got to talk about
is incredible. Kesha. I think it's very important.
Yes, congratulations, Miss Kesha. Period is out. We have tickets to see her in Nashville. We'll be in the pit. And Justin's been really listening to it a lot lately. So tell us about the album. What do you think of it?
The whole album's good. For whatever reason, I'm just fixated on Freedom. I'll get through the rest of the album for multiple listen throughs here in a bit, but that one just rubs something in my brain.
Scratches it. Good.
Scratches it. There's this little beat in it where it's ba 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 ba, it's so simple.
Okay.
But there's something it reminds me of from 2010 ish.
Nostalgic music, kind of that early 2000s,
and maybe it is like just a Black Eyed Peas kind of music,
kind of vibe.
It's almost like the beat is a clicker that's making me have to dance to it. It's I'm being mind controlled by the song because it's that good.
What? Okay, got it.
You know,
the clicker thing kind of threw me off.
Because the beat's ba ba ba, and that's someone being bah, bah.
Oh, like a
every
remote control.
Every time they hit from the remote control, I have to be this.
Okay, got it. I see. Sorry, I might
do a little motion, a little dance.
I love that.
You got to keep up because it's midnight and I'm unmedicated today. What are your thoughts on Kesha?
Oh well,
period.
Well, we saw Kesha last year at WeHo Pride, and it was an amazing performance. It was the first time she stepped on stage, and she said, "I'm officially out of my contract with Dr. Luke." And I was just it was so cool to be there for that. She's an incredible performer. I'm so excited to see her again live. If she's coming to your city, y'all better listen. I'm really pissed off though.
I know what you're gonna say, but talk about it. Call him out.
So, something that went viral recently, these boring, bland people
What are they called? Granola girls with
giving
their
granola, giving
Fisher
honestly MAGA
husbands.
America a little bit.
Yeah.
In this video, where we're recording themselves being like, Kesha's concert is so boring. Right? It was something like that.
Something like that.
Kesha's concert's boring. I didn't expect to be bored. And all I have to say
There's
to
no
these
way.
people is
There's literally
you
no
are
way.
absolutely lying, because I have seen Kesha live. I've heard that this concert is incredible. Kesha's coming back for the first time with a new album, no longer under contract with Dr. Luke. Obviously, it's going to be good. I don't even have to go see the show to know that these people are absolutely delusional. But I can't wait. July 15th, we'll let you know if they were delusional or not, because I don't know why it went viral either. Why did it get so much attention?
Sometimes TikTok just
random things just go
yeah.
viral. And I guess there's a lot of haters out there too, probably.
People were coming for Katy Perry, which I will say I thought was valid because I disagreed with a lot of things that she was doing
what?
with the space thing. And then like people kind of came for her like concert after because it was like kind of cringe. And not
yeah,
good.
There was like
and
AI in the screen all over.
There was
and then, like,
just a lot of
her
issues
dancing
with
was
it.
Awkward
but like I don't know, and I haven't seen Kesha's tour, but I've seen her last one, and it was a show, and she's phenomenal and a queen.
All right, guys, it is now time for the Hot Girl Crashing Out Hotline. You know, we promote it a lot, I say it a lot, but we're finally getting to listen to some calls. So let's do it. Okay, let's see what we got.
Oh, Nick, I'm here and I'm about to crash out, or I'm going to tell you something I've been crashing out about recently. So, maybe like a year or two ago, I met this dude and was hanging out with him. He just got a relationship probably a few months prior. We were hanging out. We got to the point where saying we love each other, and then I want to try to take the next step and make it official, right? As one would do. But he's like, no, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, well, you've been showing me otherwise these whole months that we've been hanging out, going out. Like, you've been buying me food, buying me drinks, buying me gifts for my birthday, everything, buying me flowers just because. And then I deleted him off everything, blocked him, and then the whole time, apparently he's been trying to get in touch with me, saying how sorry he is and how he should have never did that. So a few years passed, like 2 years maybe, and I go to this music festival.
2 years.
Well, guess who I randomly see there? 3 hours away from his hometown, which is in my hometown. Would never expect to see him, so I think it's fate. So I yell his name. I'm like, bleep. Come here, and then he sees me, and we like talk, chat it up, and he's like, yeah, you've had me blocked, but I've been trying to get in touch with you to tell you how sorry I am and how like all this and that, right?
Wow.
And it's been going on. I have a boyfriend now, but like me and my boyfriend are not in the best place. We're not similar at all. We share nothing like in our values or anything like that. And I'm just wanting your advice on, should I leave my current boyfriend to try to pursue this relationship that could have been so good? I'm torn. I don't know. I can't, not a day goes by that I do not think about this dude, and I just don't know what to do. I feel stuck, and I would love some advice on it. So if you could just give me some advice, that'd be great. Love you, and everyone watching, I love you too, and kisses.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. I love that this is becoming not Love Line.
I
First
was
of all,
gonna say the same thing.
listen, when we made the Crash Out Hot Girl, when we created the Hot Girl Crash Out Hotline, I purposely made it very vague. Crash out about
Yes.
anything. Wow. I don't even
know. I
know
feel like we
where
might
to
answer
start
this
with that.
differently. I
Well,
don't know.
before we answer it, I just wanted to say thank you for calling and sharing this with
Absolutely.
us. I can feel the emotion in your words. Like, it kind of made me want to cry
Oh,
because I mean, just like, I appreciate you for coming on here and like also like trusting me
that's
with
huge.
this advice and stuff like that,
Absolutely.
because that's wild.
Yeah,
You know, take our advice with a grain of salt.
absolutely.
we personally in the gay dating scene, we both don't have a whole lot of experience, I don't think,
That is a
because we found
factor.
each other pretty quickly, and we're very lucky because there's so many
Absolutely.
people in the gay community, queer community, whatever, that
Yeah.
are struggling to find, their soulmate or
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, can we go through this again? So he was with somebody. They
2
were
years ago.
basically leading
2,
him
3
on
years
like
ago.
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Treating him right, buying him lunch, getting him gifts, and then he goes to make it official.
Yeah.
And he's like, the other guy's like cringed out by it. Basically, he wasn't ready to make it official.
Mm-hmm.
And so our friend, which we don't have his name, unfortunately, I don't think he said it.
Oh yeah. Sure.
That's okay. But he blocked him because I think things went down probably
Yeah,
there, and
as you do.
and like that's kind of frustrating when you're in a relationship, I'm sure, and
Mhm.
you're being led to believe that things are more serious than they are.
Mhm.
And this person has commitment issues, it sounds like, or at least they did a couple years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Um, and then 2 years later, he says, music festival meets him and sees him again, I guess. And he's like, "Hey, I've been trying to reach out to you. I'm sorry for everything."
Mhm.
Damn. And he's dating somebody that he's not totally into, or like they're not vibing.
Yeah.
Well, my advice right off the bat, you can give yours
Sure. No, you go
next.
first
I
because
just like this is my first call, and I really just want to
No, you got this.
give like what I'm feeling here. From what it sounded like in your voice, your current boyfriend is not the one. I think if you were dating somebody and you knew that it was possible that they were the one, you know what I mean? You wouldn't say that, right? Like, I don't know. So, anyways, like, what did he say about his current
Their values
boyfriend?
are different.
Their values are different.
And that's huge.
I mean, that could
Yeah.
be anything from political to just like daily life things.
Absolutely.
But like values, they have to align somewhat to make that work. So,
Yeah.
I think my advice is for you to break up with your current boyfriend because your values don't align, right? That's like a normal thing. That's unfortunately a sad reality.
I would say yeah, if that's like something that like you're pretty sure of, and I think for me, I would maybe just say like don't feel like it has to be like one or the other.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like there's plenty of fish in the sea.
And I was just like take this and not think about this other guy right now.
That's where I'm at.
Because your
yeah.
boyfriend, you said you don't have values that align. Don't be with him just to be with somebody, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So don't even worry about the other guy and all of that. I think, whether you decide to talk to this other guy or not, like, I think things should probably end with this guy. Unless there's things we don't understand.
I feel like compartmentalize, like, because it's also like saying that you shouldn't leave someone for someone else doesn't mean that you're saying no to the other person. I think it's just like, you need to think like step one without considering any other factors is, am I happy in this relationship? Do I see this long term? Do I want to stay in this relationship? And if all of those questions are answered and you're like, okay, no, I have to leave, that's the answer. And then the next step is like, okay, am I ready for a new relationship, or do I need time to like heal and process? And if you're like, no, I feel ready, then that's like when you can start being like, okay, like is this guy genuinely actually sorry?
Yeah.
And has he actually changed?
And time has gone on since that first
Yeah.
time they met. So
Yeah.
I would say first, decide if you want to be with your current boyfriend or not. I say probably break up with them.
That's the vibe. But
and
yeah,
then
but
second step, obviously do what you want, but also that's my advice.
Yeah.
With the context we have.
Yeah.
And then the second thing to do, I think, there is to make sure you don't have any strings attached, or like make sure you're not like still in love with your current boyfriend. Make sure like you're ready to move on, and then maybe see about the situation with this other guy. I think after time has gone on, like put your toes in the water and see what it is. If you get any red flags, just immediately probably take a step back. But
right. If that's the direction we're going, I would say like just make sure that you're going slow and you don't like try to put too much into it.
It seemed like they were vibing hardcore.
But if we're vibing, I love that.
And I think a lot of gay people have commitment issues.
Yeah.
And they need to work through like some childhood trauma before they can do all that,
Mhm.
and they just weren't ready to settle down. But
Yeah.
maybe he's ready. So
I never had
Um,
commitment issues.
so I say maybe break up with your current boyfriend, and then work on yourself. Like, make sure you're ready, and then maybe go into this with the other guy. Get your feel for what he's like now, any red flags, and then but don't go through all of that with the hopes that you're going to end up with this
Mhm.
guy, because at the end of it, he could just be an asshole still.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
But
So,
maybe he's not.
but maybe he's
But
not.
we just
Maybe
don't
he's
know.
ready to commit.
And at the end of the day, also love yourself and like
Exactly.
don't settle because ultimately what we're looking for is someone that's willing to commit, but also in that make sure that they're still giving you the drinks and the gifts and the things
Yeah.
because you deserve
And
that.
there's so much more to a relationship than all that. Even like you think
Mhm.
about like what are your personal goals in life, and like is that person going to push you and root for you with all of those dreams you have? So and think about that with your current boyfriend. Is he that kind of person, or is this other guy that kind of person? Do you think he would fill that role for you? You got to be selfish when it comes to relationships, guys. You can't just
True.
you
No one
can't
talks about that, but it's so
well,
true.
you got to be selfish, but then you also, on the flip side of that, you have to be able to look through some things that might annoy you about a person. You know what I mean? I think every relationship, the one person's going to be like, that my man is so annoying in this way or whatever.
You lost me there. I don't know. I'm just so perfect.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I'm perfect. Wow. But anyways, thanks for your call. That was so sweet. I'm so glad you called. And if
I love
relationship
that.
advice, I love it. We'll give our best shot at it.
And no matter what you decide and no matter what happens, like you've got this because I feel like even though like you said, like we both got lucky, like we
Yeah.
weren't in the dating scene that long relative to other people. I think we both really had a hard time with it.
Yeah. I mean, I
It's
didn't
a
date
hard
for a long
it's
time.
a hard time. It's a hard life out there.
I wasn't out of the closet when we met. So
Yeah.
but
you've
anyways,
got
that's
this.
a whole other
Yeah.
episode. So okay, let's get into the next call. Wow, that was a great first one.
I don't know if this could be added to my last call or not about the dude that I'm currently with versus whether I should be with the dude that I really want to be with. But I just had to add some more stuff in to give you more context.
Thank you.
This dude and me would literally have the perfect relationship. I just know it. And having somebody be down for me so hard for this long when I'm in a relationship, it's like they're waiting for me. And yeah, that's really all I had to add.
My advice remains the same.
Yeah.
But
Also same.
love that context, because for you to say you think he's been waiting for you like that brings it to a whole other level. And that's more like how I used to, or earlier I said, like, put your toes in there. He might have red flags. It sounds like, yeah, he's had issues in the past, but maybe now things could be better because he's been waiting this long and he's like trying to probably improve himself, and be better for that to work out. So yeah,
The fact that you called back too,
that
and
made my
then
day.
it's like, just trust your gut. You know what you're doing.
Yes, you do know
Absolutely.
what you're doing. You
You
sound
don't
like
need us.
I was gonna say he doesn't need us. He sounds like he's got this under control. So
But we're gonna give you
please
that.
call back and update us on what's going on.
Yeah, we're gonna give you the blue check mark, that verification. Like you're doing the right thing.
What blue check mark?
That's like on Facebook. Like verified, they're verified, we're verifying that he's on the right track.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling in. I really appreciate it. And again, please call back. Let us know what is going on with the situation, because we need to know. All right, everyone. That wraps up our episode today. Thanks for watching the Club Crave podcast. And again, I'm going to shout it out one more time. Call the Hot Girl Crash Out hotline. Crash out. We'd love to add you to our next call and our future episodes we've got coming up. We've got some more fun calls ahead next week, and some more hot topics. And then the weeks after that, we've got some guests coming on finally. So, yes, everyone, have a great rest of your week. I hope you started off the week well, by watching us, and it helps put you in a good mood. And we hope you come back next Monday for episode number 5. All right. Bye, Diva.
Bye.